everyone. Welcome to Spirit Guide Chat. My name is Jake. Thank you for those of you who are watching today, those of you who have subscribed, and if you're new here or a watcher and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment with any questions or even just comments. That's always welcome. Please, no personal questions. And of course, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Happy Halloween for everyone. I'm filming this on Thursday, October 30th. So I won't see you till November. Today is heavily going to be U.S. Stuff questions today. Stuff questions. I wanted to touch base with a couple of international questions, then we'll go straight into the questions I have for the U.S. U.S. questions. So the first one I want to know is to ask Spirit is about recently President Trump's been in Asia, and I want to know with this deal with President Xi in China, what his thoughts were from the meeting. Because even though Trump says a deal, it doesn't necessarily mean it's finalized. So let's see what the thoughts come from President Xi from China after this meeting about this deal. And here's one that flipped out. Let's see what that is. This is so it definitely was a partnership. We had the lovers card, so there was some it was a good meeting. I think there was the U.S. and China have had a rough patch during this administration. Are we shocked? And I think China showed they're not going to stand up for this silliness. So I think this is what it's going to talk about, but let's see. Okay. Definitely the world card. This is a turning point in regards to a completion of the cycle, I should say, for relations with China and the United States. It's crossed by the Three of Wands. He feels there are still obstacles for their long-term goal. So, like I said, despite that there's a deal, it's still in the eyes of China. This is tentative because they are well aware how Donald Trump goes back and forth. In the past, you can see the collaboration that's been going on, what that's been told to us and what's been going on behind the scenes. There's definitely has been negotiations. Painful endings. I think this is saying about what kind of relationship we had with China before. China is well aware that the relationships with the United States has changed, and this is going to be painful not only to them, but as they've already looked at other countries to subsidize some of the needs. China's holding the president of China is holding close his cards. He doesn't want. I don't think he trusts Trump, so he's holding his cards closely. He's definitely working hard at the long-term view of our relations with them. There is going to be breakthroughs with the Ace of Swords. From the outside, there are opportunities and also wishful thinking from the United States, from Trump's side, of what's going to happen because of this. So, like I said, despite what he says, it's probably not as it is truly going to be. The hope is to have, I'm sure on both sides, but with I'm asking about President Xi, he's hoping that this plan will be a financial win for China. And here it is. The Trump. This is my Trump card, but it also can represent President Xi, that this deal is going to be viewed positively. They want this to look good for both sides. He doesn't care. Let me rephrase that. Not that he he cares, but he really doesn't. He cares more about himself. Same thing as Trump in regards to that aspect. So there's that. The other question I want to know, since we've been bombing, destroying, however you want to call it, murdering, um, um, tomorrow. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. My apologies. um, the Venezuela votes where allegedly they're drugs, which is kind of odd because Venezuela is not known for fentanyl. That's Mexico. Uh, so I'm not for sure. A lot of people think it's is that the United States is trying to get us to into a war with Venezuela on a couple of fronts. They want to get rid of Maduro, and the main goal is the oil. So let's see if the United States be successful, whether directly or indirectly, to overthrow President Maduro in Venezuela. Ay, ay, ay. I'm sure that's what a lot of you out there are saying with everything that's been going on, and it hasn't even been a full year yet. Okay, the world card's popping up again. You saw me mixing up the cards. First card down, a completion of a cycle with Venezuela here. Um, hmm. This is the Nine of Pentacles is being crossed with the world card, and this is showing that we're really like Trump is really obsessed with doing this, with getting rid of Maduro. This is an obsession for him. This is the Judgment cards in the recent fate, or the Judgment card is in the recent past, is indicating this is a reckoning, a inner calling to do this. This is definitely a turning point. It's in the foundation with the Wheel of Fortune. This has also been a challenge of crowning the reading with the Seven of Wands, trying to maintain control. And that can be even a card, even for Maduro, trying to fend off people. We have Trump in here in the near future. I think he is going to continue to push forward. And here we go, the Chariot card. He wants to really move fast on this. Winning at all costs, which is not surprising for Trump here from the Five of Swords. The hope is the King of Swords here. I think people, you can hear a little murmur even on the Republican side about they're not liking these bombings of these boats with no due process, no evidence of these drugs. So people are wanting to know the truth of coming out. And this is a maybe. Then this is the Hierophant card, talking about the government and stuff. I think Congress is going to get really worried because Congress wants, they kind of have been rolling over, and they have the war powers. So don't be surprised there are going to be attempts. There might be attempts to limit what Trump can do in regards to Venezuela, because I think since September, I think I heard the other day we killed 60 people that are supposedly from these boat attacks. And what's weird is the more, I think it was the recent, no, not the most recent, it was the time before that. The only one that we had survivors from, they let them go. So if they were criminals, why didn't we process them like they said they are? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, what's the real tea? You know what I'm saying? What's the truth in the matter of things? So let's move on to the United States. Of course, the government shutdown. I know the cards said by the end of this month, but we're 2 days left. I mean, it can happen at the midnight hour, but let's see, because timing is always a vague thing in there because free will comes in, and there could have been deals that we are not aware of that was going on that almost went through, and then someone changes their mind. The rug was pulled out from under. So let's see. Will the government shut down by October? And we'll go from there the next 2 days, because we only have 2 days left in this month at the time of this recording. I'm gonna I'm not. I'm gonna clear. Spirit, let's clarify because I just forgot how I worded it. So that happens at times when I'm like connected, that I kind of go in blank out. So the government shutdown, will it end in the next couple of days? Okay. Self-imprisonment, negative thoughts with Eight of Swords. This is being crossed by the Four of Cups. So when it's crossed, there's sudden awareness, which retreat, withdrawal. So this can be a good sign on, or it could be people caving in on both sides. In the recent past is the Queen of Swords. There's been direct communication, clear boundaries on both sides. They've expressed what they want. There is progress being made. It's not being covered publicly, but there is some progress behind the scenes. I kind of been feeling that there's been progress, even though in public they aren't showing. Here's the Temperance card. They're wanting to bring some kind of compromise, some kind of moderation going on. There is a wish coming true to coming up with a deal. The Knight of Pentacles is hard work. There's some kind of surrendering that's going to happen. I don't know which side. We can clarify that in this. And again, the Prince cards, they're working hard. The Fool card, the next 2 days. I don't know if it necessarily is going to. That's a strong yes. So I don't know if that necessarily. Remember, timing's is everything, and also not clear as much either when it comes to this. So I feel that more so that there's going to be a deal. I think there's going to be a deal, whether the vote's going to happen by the end of the next 2 days. And I'll use the rods here in a second. I do want to do a follow-up question. Will the ACA Affordable Care Act subsidies be extended? Will the ACA healthcare subsidies be extended? And it doesn't have to be the exact one, Spirit. It could be a compromise of some amount or whatever. Are they going to be in the deal that reopens the government? Will there be ACA subsidies in that agreement? Here's the Ten of Cups, or Nine of Cups, excuse me. The wish come true, stability being crossed by the Two of Wands. They're playing it safe. So I'm wondering if there's going to be, my fear in this will obviously look ahead. Here's in the past, winning at all costs. You can say that for both sides, that with the Five of Swords. There is going to be some kind of breakthrough with the Ace of Swords. So it's sounding like there might be some kind of compromise in here, but there's painful endings. So it's not going to be probably what the Democrats want. See, here's coming up, the disappointment. Endings right here with Death card. That's not good. And here's the World card, the end of one cycle, a new cycle starting. The fear is there's going to be disappointment. In the Chariot, yes. So the Chariot card is meaning yes, there is. It's not going to be what was hoping. It's not going to be, if there are subsidies, it's not going to be what it was before. And it may not last that long, or it may not kick in till next year, So it could be one of those things. So let's get some clarity from my Dowsing Rods. Before I ask the questions, I'm going to show you on the screen. My spirit guides will say, Yes or no? And for those of you who don't know, dowsing rods are um, hollow containers with these wands. So my hands are not touching the actual these. My hands are not touching, and my hands are going to be staying still. All right, spirit guides, are you? Can you show everyone a yes, please? Thank you. Can you show me a no, please? Thank you. Okay, let's go from there. So, my first question, will the government shutdown end in the next 2 days? So that's a no. So in the cards, you said it's going to reopen, but does that mean that in the next 2 days there's going to be some type of the agreement that will reopen the government? Okay, so that's what Spirit was meaning in the cards for that first question. So will it be reopened after the elections next week? Okay, so that's an indicator. Remember last video, if we go back to my last video, I have the Democrats sweeping through. Now, the one minus, I would say the only one that's kind of an iffy is New Jersey, and that might be the only one that might not go for Democrats. But what I think the elections are going to have an effect on the Republicans is going to be a wake up call. Yeah. See, I didn't even ask Spirit, and they're already doing a big yes. Okay, the other one, the ACA subsidies, part of the agreement. Is it going to start this year with that agreement? Okay, so that's the yes. So that's going to be able to people are going to be able to apply. Is it going to be significantly less the subsidies than it was before? And that's a big yes. That's a big yes. Are less people going to be able to use those subsidies in the agreement? So yes, I'm assuming, and Spirit probably will indicate this. What I'm thinking is that they're going to put an income level on these using these subsidies or something like that. Plus, yeah, and probably a less amount in the subsidies that you'll get. Ooh, that's a big yes. That's a big yes. So unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that. Um, so that gives a little clarity on what about those cards. Okay. So just to wrap that set of questions up, so there will be an agreement in the next couple of days. We'll probably hear about it into this weekend. I think they'll probably say it's a start. Usually, it's further down. If they're announcing leaking this in the public, means they're probably pretty close to it. I think the elections will really scare people on the Republican side and say, we need to get this fixed. So, and that answers my one other questions. Okay. I want to, speaking about elections, so in Virginia, they're going to be having elections for the House of Delegates as well. So I want to know, will Virginia end up redistricting? Because as I said, I feel that from the last video, Abigail Spanberger is going to win. She's the Democrat candidate, will be the next governor, and will with a Democrat legislature, will they be able to? They are voting to do a constitutional amendment to redistrict the state, being state legislature redistricting. Will this happen in Virginia? Will they vote to have this constitutional amendment? Will this constitutional amendment pass in Virginia? Yeah. We have the Eight of Pentacles working hard with the Apprentice card there. Two of Swords being crossed with this. This is going to be, there's going to be going to be a close decision among people because they're going to be figuring out which one is going to be better, if this is going to be a right fit for Virginia to do this. In the past, you had the King of Wands overcoming challenges. There's a happy surprise with the Page of Cups. And persistent to fight back against Republicans with the Nine of Wands. Again, with the Seven of Wands, trying to keep on solid ground on this matter. Definitely a new beginning with the Fool card. There is going to be conflict. That's a given, with the Five of Wands. A lot of communication coming out with the Wand cards coming out. The fear, hopes and fears, the Nine of Swords. There is going to be anxiety over this movement, but there is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a strong yes that this will pass and be part of the Constitution. So we have that. Okay, the next thing I want to do or ask is I have had this on my question sheet for a while, but we hadn't gotten a chance to get back to it. But is Trump's health, to look on this, Trump's health. And then I have one more question, and we'll do a general message afterwards. Trump's health. Tell me, Spirit, where Trump's health is and where it's heading right now. The World card, ending one cycle, a new cycle beginning. Yeah, crossed by the Death card. It is also the Death card when it's reversed is also can mean that he's resistant to doing what is right for his health. It also can show the decaying of his health as well, which this is what I'm feeling anyways. The Five of Swords is just he didn't want, this can represent the medical, his staff, the medical personnel that's been telling him, fighting him about doing something about his health, following doctor's orders, and he doesn't care. He wants to do what he wants to do. So, the Page of Wands is the foundation. I think they are going to announce something about his health. I don't think it's going to be the full truth. I highly doubt that. Even though, and there's also with the Ace of Swords, there's definitely some kind of procedure he's having. And then the Hermit cards coming in the near future. I think that's definitely going to happen when he's going to have to go through some kind of recovery. The King of Swords. I think there's going to be more leaks about his health coming forward. From the outside, this is what the medical people are going to tell Trump, that he needs to be in moderation. Will he do that? That change. Ace of Cups, a lot of emotions going on with his family and staff. And they're, working diligently on his contingency plans about things that can help him be stable and look strong among the public. But there's a disappointment going on. There is stuff that worry about withdrawal, about what's going on with his health. And he has problems with the Eight of Wands, keeping his balance. That's a big thing. And here's the Fool card coming up, the new beginnings and conflicts. I think that's dealing with the Five of Wands. I think that's dealing with his administration about what to do about his declining health. So that shouldn't be a surprise what those cards are saying, but we'll be keeping our ears and eyes open on the news and seeing what they say. I honestly think that he went on this trip and against doctor's orders. I don't think the doctor wanted him to go on this trip to Asia. It was his way for escaping what's going on with the shutdown, all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. One of the elections that I predicted going to be on the Democrats in New York City with the mayoral race with Zohan Mandani is going to end up winning. He's leading in the polls. I just want to take a look if he's going to be successful if he is elected mayor of New York City. Zohan Mandani, can you show me, Spirit, how he will be as mayor of New York City? Come on, words. Zohan Mandani. All right. The Emperor's cards here, wanting someone to be nurturing uh, and growth in New York. The Hierophant cards crossing this. Um, this is definitely Mandani. He's definitely going against the grain about how to nurture. The way he's going to do it is going to be much different than previous mayors. So. In the past, the wish come true, definitely an indicator that he's going to win the election again. So again, this is making the assumption he's going to win. The cards are saying that he is, verifying that. There is a lot of progress and decision making that's going to be going on with the two wands. Definitely with New York City, with how big of a city it is, a big courts and stuff. They're also going to be dealing with overseas stuff as well. Magician card. He is going to be right away manifesting new plans, new ideas. These are very strong cards for him so far. Here we go. The World card. Big indicator for New York. This is definitely an ending of the old way of doing things and a new cycle for New York. The Emperor card. I know normally this is a trump card. We'll see what the other cards are, but it also means that he's going to earn respect of individuals and doubters. Here's the Ace of Wands again, part of this planning part. He's in the Magician. He's going to definitely come out with new ideas and announce new initiatives for New York. The hope is to transition out of troubled waters into smoother waters with his new plans and ideas. It's definitely going to be a crossroads for New York City. Let's go further in there. So we have the Four of Wands, definitely celebrations. Seven of Pentacles, looking at the long-term view of the city. And there's definitely going to be good financial stability in New York with his plans, with the Nine of Pentacles. And definitely a rebirth here, with the Judgment card. So these are very good and strong cards that he's receiving, that he will do well. Will he be perfect? No. But he's going to definitely do things that haven't been done before, and they are going to be successful for overall. Okay? All right. Let's do a general message to wrap things up. Again, closing out, like, comment, subscribe. Also, again, I appreciate everyone that is coming on and watching my videos. I truly, truly appreciate that. So what I'm going to be asked to close out this video is to ask the spirit guides to show me, give a general message to the general audience, what's best going to help them at this time, help everyone. Okay. With the Five of Wands, a lot of tensions going on right now. Tensions, not just what's going on in the news. We're entering the holiday season. There's a lot of tensions right now, probably with things that you are planning. Maybe you're struggling financially right now. Maybe you just have stress at work. There's just tensions right now. And the three of, excuse me, the Three of Cups to crossing this. I'm sorry, just went blank. Um, right now, you might feel a lot of tension because you feel like you're by yourself. You're working by yourself. Okay. In the past, you had a little more balance in your life, but with this, you want the Two of Cups. You need to work and find your people. Find your people that work with you. Create the connections. If you don't have somebody, try to reach out to people. Try to mingle with your neighbor. Mingle with people in your community. Because with that, with those partnerships, you get a lot more excitement, a lot more freedom with the Page of Wands here indicating. And then this will bring creating these connections and maintaining these connections. It works both ways, maintaining connections. With the Ten of Pentacles, it will bring long-term success to you. Remember, we're stronger than we may think. Okay, with the Strength card indicating that we're stronger than you think, we think as a collective about ourselves. And then from the outside, this is our strength, our inner strengths help us overcome challenges. And also with the partnerships with other, that creates, with two people or more together, that creates even stronger strengths to overcome challenges together. The hope is to find more of a purpose in what's going on right now in our lives, what's going on in the outside world, but partnering with people within your community can be helpful. And again, it ends with a strong positivity card with the Sun card. If you reach out to people, don't be afraid to ask for help. There's probably other people struggling. And again, together, you're going to be stronger. So, happy Halloween, everyone. I hope you have a safe holiday and weekend, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.